All right, everyone. It is Monday night. And you know what that means. We're back for another episode here of Nerdcamp Sports. We are all here in the building. Evening. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
Chilling.
Doing great, man. Doing great.
So we all know we are now about a week and 3 days away from the start of the NFL season. Um, that's always one of my favorite times of year. Is right about now. Getting ready to watch what happens and how things unfold, and have my Sundays go faster than the speed of light for the next 5 months. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start with the Cleveland Browns. This has to be one of the messiest quarterback rooms in NFL history. So, by the way, I don't know if you guys seen they cut Tyler Huntley today.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
yeah.
I had read.
We knew that was coming though.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I read a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week, sorry, that they only plan to keep 4 quarterbacks on the roster. So what that means is someone else potentially will go. But from what I read, it wouldn't be Shador or that other guy, that Gabriel guy.
Yeah, it's gonna be Kenny Pickett.
You know?
We already know what Kenny Pickett
Yeah.
is at this point. It's gonna be him.
Absolutely. But R&B, I want you to take this one first. The Browns and Kevin Stefanski, they're saying that they're sabotaging Shador Sanders, or they're implying. I didn't hear the story, so I'll let
So
you.
it's been rumors going around that a lot of people feel like Kevin Stefanski is purposely sabotaging the early career here of Shador Sanders. More notably so from this past preseason game, a lot of people were upset that he only allowed him the one showing to which didn't play his best. Yeah, I think he got sacked 5 times. He went 3 for 6, no touchdowns. But
Like
it,
14.
it was a bad, it was a bad showing. It was a bad showing, but it was only a small sample size, and he didn't elect to give him a chance to redeem himself in the 2-minute drill, which a lot of people thought, that's what would happen, and it didn't.
Right.
So it just was a cause for pause there, I would say, and kind of raised a lot of eyebrows and set off a lot of alarms of people feeling like, what's really going on here in Cleveland with Shador Sanders? Because you got these rumors coming out saying that it's executives or something that were there that didn't want him drafted as well. So at this point, if everybody there didn't want him, what the fuck did you draft him for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
So, at this point, it's like, what the fuck is seriously going on with this man in Cleveland?
What are your thoughts on this, Raj?
Yeah, there's definitely going I definitely predict that there's going to be some type of investigation that happens in the next upcoming year. Simply because where there's smoke, there's fire. And we all know that Shador Sanders should not have dropped all the way to the 5th round. I get it.
Right.
There was a few questions because he played in an HBCU his first year or two there, and then he came over to Colorado, played, and they were saying that he was this type of quarterback, that type of quarterback. But the fact that they have pretty much demonized his way of play, his way of doing things and handling things, and then there's little sly comments like, there's entertainers, and then there's competitors type things.
Yeah.
There's some type of internal issue that's happening in the NFL. And a lot of people are complaining about the 2-minute drill, and it's evident. It's very evident. Any quarterback that you put in a situation to play it out, it's just that simple. Now, if Dylan Gabriel was in that position, I guarantee he would have played those last 2 minutes just to show what he
Right.
got. Because it's a preseason game. It was the last preseason game, and Dylan Gabriel had the opportunity, and he showed that he turned the ball over, and he got sacked multiple times in his first game. So he showed that he's not really that good either. So
Yeah.
it just goes to show you that there's something there. And you know what? And this is going to sound a little bit of a reach, but the fact that Tom Brady, the person that helped train Shador Sanders with his quarterback skills, didn't draft Shador Sanders, knowing that they need a quarterback. That is telling to me. There's something there. There's something there. And I don't care what no one says. There's going to be an investigation coming down the line in the next few years. And then one last thing before we continue. Then there was an incident that happened in a preseason game with his brother Shiloh, and
Yeah.
they pretty much baited him to fight. They baited him to fight in the middle of the game, and then the next day they released him. I honestly believe there's something going on, and I hope that they can get to the bottom of it, and I hope that we can actually see justice in some type of way, because this isn't fair to either of those young men.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is, I like how this performance erased the good performance he had 2 weeks ago. Seemed like everyone forgot about that.
Right.
When talking about how bad he played. But the thing is, he hasn't even taken a real NFL snap yet, right? Per se. Depending on who you ask and how people look at it. But I got a couple things that make me think. First, I do believe that Cleveland is trying to sabotage him in a sense. Part of that's due to his father. We just can't sugarcoat that. That's truth. His father is a big reason of that. Whether people like it or not, it's the truth. Whether people, they're not going to go and say that, but we know that's part of the reason why. That's number one. Number two, I firmly believe that the NFL made a deal with teams to have him drafted later, so more people would watch. Because most people watch the first round, maybe the second round, and then they turn it off. But once that first round goes, there's no way the NFL don't see that massive dip in ratings from day one and day two. No way. So I believe that's a ploy. And I also believe that, you sat out here and you went and signed Joe Flacco. You traded for Kenny Pickett. Then you draft 2 quarterbacks, including the guy that was considered the top draft pick or should have been taken first overall or what have you. And then you delegate him to the fourth quarterback on your depth chart. There's something real wrong here. And if I'm Cleveland, you're taking an NBA kind of approach here. You're a story. And regardless, now we know Cleveland is notoriously known for being a bad team overall, but you're creating a narrative for your team that's going to hurt you all season. Because I have said this with the Steelers in the past. I used to hate when Tomlin would switch quarterbacks. Like when we had 2 shit quarterbacks and he would switch, because it's hard for the team to properly prepare. Like what Flacco does ain't the same thing of what Pickett does. So your team is constantly having to go on the fly. Now, if you have an injury, that's another story. But to choose to flip quarterbacks is crazy. Not to mention, Cleveland's first 6 games ain't a walk in the park.
Right.
What first 6 games? 3 divisionals. I think like the Vikings are in there. I can't remember, but I know their first 6 games, there's a chance they can start the season 0-6. And that's an issue. They really need to figure it out who they want as quarterback, because it's only going to make it harder for them. And I also do believe that this season, this may be a little bit of a hot take to the two of you, but I'm going to say it. I believe if Cleveland can't find a way to perform, Kevin Stefanski's getting fired.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's been there for what, about 5 years now, ain't he?
Yeah.
Right. And when he took over, the team was making the playoffs. They were showing promise. I think he has
Baker.
I believe he has 2 playoff appearances. Maybe a playoff win.
Baker, he got a playoff win with Baker.
Yeah, with Baker.
So I believe thoroughly that if he doesn't perform this season, that he's going to get fired. And unfortunately, if this season turns out bad, it won't fully be his fault, because the organization put him in a tough spot with 6 quarterbacks at one point. But I absolutely think they're trying to sabotage Shador. It's sad. It's pathetic. And, all 32 teams in the National Football League should be ashamed of themselves, especially those teams that need a quarterback. Teams like the Saints, teams like the Steelers. I'm trying to think of who else. But, the fact that, no one drafted this guy. Hell, even if you didn't need him, just draft him. Trade him.
Exactly. He's a second stringer or a third stringer. You know what I'm saying? Just have the kid on the bench for a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly believe there's some type of collusion happening. And I'm standing on it. I'm standing on it. Because he's talented. Just watch him.
How is he not a Pittsburgh Steeler is what I don't understand.
Exactly.
How is this guy not a Pittsburgh Steeler sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for this year to learn?
Exactly.
And
they have 0 plans for another quarterback after Aaron Rodgers.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
So, I read a report. I don't know how true it was. I read a report that they claim that Rodgers said he wasn't coming if they drafted Shador. I'm like, bro, what's it matter? Let's just hypothetically say that was true. What's it matter? You're playing 1 year. And then if I'm the Steelers at that point, it's like, you really want to bank. Like, I think they knew he was coming, but can you really bank on that? And then you take Will Howard. And I'm like, I don't know. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind. That this has happened.
I just had to fire up off that one, Mike. It got there early. I'm pissed early. I hate bullshit columns like that. And this ain't even the Aaron Rodgers fan in me talking. This is just a pure sports knowledgeable guy that follow this shit. Bro, that's bullshit.
Now, I would agree.
Do you know how it
I would agree with you, but we know he does weird things like this. That's the only reason. He does weird things. Guys that have to go into caves for a week to figure out if they're going to play.
Not true, Mike. It's not true.
He didn't go into a cave.
Yes. This is different. If you go and ask Jordan Love about his relationship with Aaron Rodgers, he said Aaron Rodgers was completely, even being upset that they drafted without letting him know, he was completely open-armed and they have a great relationship with one another. Still to this day, he still talks to him and mentors him. So he's not Brett Favre. And if you go watch his documentary on Netflix, you'll probably learn a little bit more about him and learn that he's not the asshole like Brett Favre that people try to make him out to be. They just don't like the type of person he is, almost like Shador. They don't like him because they don't like who he is and what he stands for.
Right.
And people choose to go against the grain. They choose to go against people like that, who are fine in their skin and fine in being who they are, and just carry themselves with a certain bravado or a certain type of way. They choose to go against that shit. And that's, so all I'm saying at the end of the day, to me, that column sounds like bullshit. I don't believe it. I just don't. I don't believe it at all. I don't see it to be true. And if it was true, it would have been a big story. Even if it was speculation, without being proven. If that came out of a source in Pittsburgh, that would have been a big story. I don't think for 1 second Aaron Rodgers would have had anything against being a mentor and a bridge quarterback for Shedeur Sanders. You think Aaron Rodgers thinks that his career is going past this year or maybe next year? He knows that this is the end of the road for him.
And arguably, it should have been already there, depending on who you want to ask or who you want.
Depending, but I think this is where he's trying to. I think this season for him, he's looking at it as I have to prove that what happened in New York was a fluke. That I do still got some of that Batman left in me. And it was just the situation that I was in around me just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. We weren't a good marriage for each other. And we'll see. We're going to see.
Could be. But we will see what happens with the Browns. They're in a rough spot. And it's going to be interesting, to say the least.
Thanks.
So, Hendrickson has re-signed with Cincinnati.
Breaking news.
I think it was 1 year, $30 million.
They upped his salary by $14 million, so he'll make $30 million this year.
Okay.
Whether that's going to be, I didn't see anything in there about a long-term deal, so that might be something that they still working on through the season. Hopefully, they'll get it done if they smart. Maybe going, and not let it go all the way into next offseason. But from what I read, it was just a $14 million increase to put him at $30 million for this year.
So pretty much they put a Band-Aid on it for now, so that next week his ass is on the field.
Yeah, put some alcohol on the bleeding.
Absolutely. What's interesting about this is, although he's a good player, he has not moved the needle for them.
No.
And what I mean when I say that is Cincinnati, their defense is god awful.
Mm-hmm.
God awful. And I know, there's 11 guys on the field or what have you, but, for you to want this money and you have games where you're allowing 45 points, 42 points, I could understand why Cincinnati didn't want to pay him. But although his individual stats say different, sometimes it's kind of gray. You want to be, you're not, the defense isn't good. And you giving him that money don't make them better.
Yeah. Neither does tying up half of the salary in Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase either.
And that's what I was about
they
to say.
did it.
You went out and you signed Joe Burrow. You gave T. Higgins a bunch of money. You gave Jamar Chase a bunch of money. And, and now you've decided, essentially, this is your core. But that core has not gotten you anything outside of that one Super Bowl appearance. Now, had they have won that game versus lost that game to the Rams, this story would be different. but they lost, and I'm cool with running it back. You what? How long ago were they in that Super Bowl? What was that? 3 years ago?
2 years ago,
4?
yeah.
3 years ago? You ain't been back. You ain't even sniffed it. You did the unthinkable. You won the invitational, but couldn't finish the job. So I understand him getting paid. I'm glad for his sake he'll be on the field, but this does nothing to help the Bengals long term. This does nothing to help them. They're going to be in the same situation that they've been in. They're going to have great offense, not taking that away from them. We know what Chase and Higgins and Burrow bring to the table. We know. We know that what's his name? Chase the running back. Chase something. We know he can run as well. He can be good for them. But this ain't it. This ain't it. The signing doesn't help. Their defense is still going to allow 30 or more a game. The offense is still going to find ways to lose games, even when they put up a bunch of points. I don't think it helps. What are your thoughts, Raj?
I agree. However, I also understand why they make these type of moves because first off, you got to look at it like this, right? There's only 2 teams that make it to the Super Bowl every single season.
Sure.
So either you're going to be a really, really good team to get over that hump, or you're going to be a very entertaining team and make a lot of money for the organization. And at this point, I'm looking at the Bengals as one of both because they're exciting to watch. You have Chase Brown, you got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins. You got all these offensive weapons with Joe Burrow, right? That he goes out there and scores like a million points a night, but yet they can't win in the big moments. They can't go out there and actually win the AFC. But they proved that they can get past Patrick Mahomes on the other hand. So it just kind of shows you that it's possible if they just play up to that point of just outplaying them the opponent. Now, do I think that they win a Super Bowl or to get past the Patrick Mahomes Invitational season? No, I don't. I don't think it happens. But I understand why they do it because they want to make money and they want to be entertaining. And I think at this point, their defense is not the priority. It's never been a priority, but it just goes to show you that they're not stacking up defensive minded people to protect them and to keep the leads that they put up. So we'll see what happens. I think they could potentially shock the world, man, and actually do something in the AFC if they play hard enough. But we'll see.
Man, look, y'all both just irritated the shit out of me with these long ass soliloquies talking in circles. Man, look, the fucking Bengals are trash. It's a trash ass organization. They don't know what the fuck they doing, and they've been going backwards ever since they went to the Super Bowl 3 years ago when they won the AFC Championship because it was not the Pat Mahomes Invitational at that time just yet 3 years ago. So I can't even really keep giving him that credit on winning that game 3 years ago or going to the Super Bowl 3 years ago because they haven't done shit since. You let Joe Mixon go. You let him go to the fucking Texans, which was stupid in my opinion. Who the hell is Chase Brown? This Chase Brown dude y'all talking about? He ain't better than Joe Mixon.
Yeah,
better than Joe Mixon.
He's serviceable. He's serviceable. He can run the ball.
We'll see. We'll see.
Y'all better watch.
You basically stacked up on you basically stacked up on offensive weapons, and you're looking to. It seems like they're just going to try to outscore everybody this year. But in my opinion, I don't understand why they didn't want to give Trey Hendrickson the payday that he deserves, because he's all you got on that defensive side of the ball. And it'd be different if you were actually putting talent around him on the defensive side of the ball and they were still struggling. But his numbers are his numbers, and you're not putting any type of talent around him on the defensive side of the ball, and his numbers are still his numbers. And the defense struggles not because of him. He's getting sacks. He's getting pressures. What is the back end doing? Where are the linebackers at? He's just a defensive end. Like, what do you want him to go out there and play in coverage too? Well, you want him to play free safety too? Stop the pass and then come down and try to stop the run and get to the quarterback as well? You can't do it all, man. So my numbers are my numbers. Pay me like it. It's not my fault you're not putting no talent around me. It's not my fault I don't have an all-world cornerback behind me to catch the ball off some of these pressures and pick it off and take it the distance. It's not my fault I don't have a all-world free safety behind me, at least solid. You know what I'm saying? The defense is trash. Did y'all see the fucking preseason game against the Commanders? The Bengals defense is trash, bro.
Yeah, it's historic.
And hold on, you want to know? Here, another valid reason. I'm glad I thought about that. Why he deserved his payday. I didn't think it could get worse than what it looked in the preseason game without him being there, and it did.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but maybe I think they should have allocated their money a little better.
They definitely should have. They should have gotten T. Higgins to take a cheaper deal, and if he didn't want to take it, then well, you got to let him walk at that point. You can't Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow together. That's a hell of a tandem. You know what I'm saying? Go draft. That's what the fucking draft is for. That's what it's supposed to be, right? All of these big money getting paid GMs and executives that's supposed to be able to scout this talent, scout a damn receiver that can be a solid number 2. Scout so that you don't have to pay T. Higgins and you let him take the payday. Go young. And then fucking scout some good defensive players. They've missed on every defensive player they've taken in the first round. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Outside of Trey Hendrickson.
Of course. And see, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think their priority is defense. I think they're taking the approach of we're going to outshoot you. We're going to outgun you with points. And if we got T. Higgins, if we got Jamar Chase, and if we got Chase Brown, we're going to score with Joe Burrow as the quarterback. And if you can
you name me either one of y'all? Can y'all name me one football franchise that y'all can think of in our modern era that was a highly electric offense and had probably anywhere between 29th and 32nd defense and won a Super Bowl?
Oh, no. There's none.
How?
At least I can't think of none.
My point exactly. Bengals are trash.
But that's the thing. I don't think they're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're saying they're just trying to be.
Why are you spending all of this money then?
Look, this is what I'm saying. RB. I honestly believe, and I might be wrong because I don't work there with the Cincinnati Bengals, but I believe their approach is to make them a high-speed scoring team. Their defense is horrible. It's historically horrible, especially last season. Last season, it was probably the worst team I ever witnessed on TV.
Defense
since I've been watching football. But I think they just want to put up crazy numbers.
That's stupid. So you think that Joe Burrow is in the I don't believe Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are the type that's in the entertainment business. So if you're telling me that you think the Bengals are in the entertainment business, I don't think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase gonna be Cincinnati lifetimers. They
Oh
they
no.
gonna eventually get up out of there.
But see, they're different. They're different than most of the legends that we know. And I'm saying that because remember Jamar Chase, what was it, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, he was complaining about his money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
None of them went to the GM and was like, "Look,
He wanted to get paid early
you
because
want to
remember
get paid early."
he was before he was complaining before his shit was even like due.
Exactly.
But then that bit them in the ass because had they paid him last year
Yeah,
before this season, he didn't
he would
go
got
out
more.
there and win a fucking triple crown. Now they had no choice. Their hands were
Yeah,
tied.
and that's what I'm saying. Triple crown winner. You know, wide receiver one all across the board. Everybody loves him, right?
Pro
What I'm
Bowler.
saying
Yep.
is, I think they want to get paid. I don't think they're concerned with championships. It's almost like the James Harden effect.
Hold on, you think you? I don't know. I don't agree. I don't agree with you on that. Hold on. You said the Bengals as a franchise because I asked about Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. I don't see them as in the entertainment business. I think they want championships.
But that's what I'm saying. Their action speaks louder than words. Now, I'm not saying that they don't want to win games. I'm not saying they're throwing games. But what I'm saying is that none of them said, all right, guys, I'm willing to take a pay cut to improve on our defense. I'm willing to sacrifice, a huge contract so we can get better and win championships.
That's
When
what. Did you see that highlight of Tom Brady recently when he was on that show talking about his true definition of greatness and like being a great or a superstar elite quarterback or whatever? Like,
yeah.
he mentioned that, and people felt like he was throwing shots, and I think Joe Burrow was one of the quarterbacks that they mentioned that they felt like he might have been throwing a shot at or whatever.
And that's what I'm saying. Because Tom Brady, how many pay cuts Tom Brady took to win championships?
Yeah,
Well,
but he still was he took pay cuts, but he was still making money, and it was a different economy too.
Yeah. But I just feel like those two guys, Jamar Chase and even Joe Burrow with his contract, they could have said, God, they could have went to the GM and said, look, I want to work out a way where we can get more players, better players on our team, better quality players on our team so we can win. But none of them did that. All they wanted
is
to
it really
make
up to the player? Is it really up to the player, Ross, to sacrifice the money? I'm about to go there. These are black men here. Is it really up to the player to sacrifice the money when the team, the organization should know how to go out and get talent at a cheap? The best teams know. Look how on the lowest of keys the Los Angeles Rams have rebuilt themselves still with Stafford. They wanted to go younger, so they told Stafford to go see what he could get in the market. They end up bringing him back, but still with Stafford. Look how they've retooled after that last Super Bowl already. I believe that this defense is going to be elite, anchored by Verse, Stafford, the running game. They got a top 5 or at least maybe top 6, 7 wide receiver core with Puka Nua and Devontae Adams. Look how they retooled through drafting young talent. They picked some veterans here and there, Devontae Adams, whatever, but they drafted well.
Yeah.
The organization's job.
I think it's 50-50 because even when
it's by choice. It's by choice. I'm not gonna say it's 50-50. If you just that type of Tom Brady type of dude, then so have it. But some people, you're not gonna tell me just because I don't want to sacrifice my money and take a pay cut that I don't have the same competitive drive. Because I don't think Kobe ever took a pay cut.
Real quick, Browns trading quarterback Kenny Pickett to Raiders in exchange for 2026 5th-round pick. Just came up.
Shador will be QB3.
August 25th. I don't know if you can see it. August 25th, 2025, 809, 806. It just happened.
So real quick about that. How much you want to bet Shador Sanders is going to play this season?
Here's my thought on what's going to happen.
I'm not willing to bet because I think he will too.
Here's what I'm saying.
They're moving. Look, they're moving pieces around because They know this kid is talented. They know he's talented. He's way better than Dylan Gabriel, if you ask me. And Joe Flacco is an injury away from a retirement. So we're looking at a whole brand new Browns team. And to be quite honest, it's a business, right? How many jerseys have we sold?
Yo, dudes, Joe Flacco's a sack away from a home. He's a sack away from a home, bro. Forget an injury or forget a retirement. He gets sacked. He's going into a home.
Yeah, nah, facts.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, in my opinion. Joe Flacco's gonna go out there, stink up the joint, just fail, and they're gonna have no choice.
Yeah.
You know, now if they do this, what I'm about to say, then they're really messing with him. Hypothetically, let's say that Joe Flacco goes out there and he starts 1-3 or 0-4. They're gonna make a change, right? Let's say they put this Dylan Gabriel guy in there, and now they're 0-6. And then
or he get hurt,
or an injury occurs. Then Shador
with that offensive line, one of those two, you have your pick at it, Mike. But between Dylan Gabriel and Flacco, one of them gonna either stink and one of them gonna get hurt, I believe, with that offensive line.
And then now Shador goes in there, and Cleveland's 1-5, or Cleveland's 0-6, or 2-4, and then they end up, 4-13, 5-12. Guess what? Those 6 games where he wasn't in don't matter, because the narrative will change to Shador couldn't prove how good he was. That's my only problem now, is that if it starts off shit and he can't recover it, because starting off that bad, if it does happen, and then trying to get it to where you're going to make a playoffs, it's just not going to happen. And then he'll be the fall guy of it all. Even though he didn't play the whole season, he'll be the fall guy.
Yeah.
I agree. But I want to hear Roger's response, though, getting back on the Bengals. I want to hear your response too, Mike, getting back on the Bengals, though. The point that I just made and how the Rams have, retooled under our eyes just that quick through drafting and building around with the talent that they got while still paying some players and shit when it comes to the Bengals.
So wait, now I'm confused. What are you looking for me to answer?
So Raj was saying that he feels like it should be 50-50. Like the players should be willing to sacrifice their money. I feel like if that's just how you are, you know what I'm saying, then it is what it is, but you can't say that just because I'm not willing to make a Tom Brady pay cut sacrifice that I don't have the same type of, fortitude and drive to want to win as well. Because the point that I made before the trade came in was that I don't remember Kobe ever taking no motherfucking pay cuts.
Okay.
And we know he wanted to win.
Well, I'll say this. When you look at Tom Brady and all the pay cuts he took, what was the ultimate end goal for him most times?
Championship.
Right. Now, so he knew that the Patriots were going to go out, and they didn't have to get the best players. They just had to get people that aligned with the system and people that fit the mold of the Patriot way.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they had to do. Now, teams like that with that championship pedigree, who can get anyone to fit into a system, that's gone. It's over. Why? Like, you look at the Spurs back for like 15 years, they ran the show. That championship pedigree, it is gone. Now, I believe, I believe that when it comes to the Rams, when it comes to the Rams, they definitely use their best assets in order to retool their team to stay competitive. Because Matt Stafford still is a very serviceable quarterback. Still can throw the ball, throw yards, throw touchdowns. So I would see that. The Bengals, to me, overpaid to keep their talent happy. Now, if if talent knew that they could trust their team to go out and get players to fit a mold and at least compete to get to the AFC Championship every year, compete to get to the Super Bowl, players would have that take. But just like there's no loyalty with players to teams, it works both ways. So to me, I don't know 50-50 works. At this point, it's like, well, you ain't providing me a championship, but you can provide my bank account.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the way I look at it. I look at it like the Bengals front office isn't trying. They're not putting their best effort in finding the right
So why
fit.
should I take pay cuts for a front office that we know ain't trying and ain't
Well,
doing? Patrick Mahomes hasn't taken a pay cut. He's put himself in the argument to be the damn GOAT.
I think he
Kansas City drafts and does the right things to build around.
Yeah.
It's the organization. It's their job.
Like I've always said, is people want to give heat to head coaches, right? And there's a lot of times it ain't the coach's fault. It starts from an organizational standpoint. Your GM, him, he ultimately has the final say in who goes on the team.
Right.
And it goes to all your executives, and then your head coach is your last resort, but he's your first scapegoat. That's just how it goes. But while we're talking about money, another player got paid today. Mr. Terry McLaurin was paid 3 years. I believe I read 3 years, $96 million. Can't say it's not. We all know it needed to happen. But R&B, what are your thoughts on this deal finally getting done, and how does this help the team going into the season?
Well, according to Raj, it don't help the team because now they gonna set themselves back because they paid him and he wouldn't take a pay cut. So I don't know, but how I look at it is they did what they should have done, and they've taken care of a product that's been there producing and putting butts in the seats for the past his entire career since he's been drafted. They drafted him, you know what I'm saying, and the season that Jaden McDaniels had last year, you can't let that go into the season without getting done, man. You gotta have Scary Terry out there on the field. You have to. Like it so to me, I felt like they needed to do that because you can't take like a rookie quarterback come in and have an all-time great rookie season, lead you to the NFC Championship, and then you don't get a deal done with his number one option. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, you got to do that. So I'm glad they got it done. I think the Commander is going to be right there this year. They're going to be very scary. If that defense can show up for one. But we know what Jaden Daniels can do. We know what Scary Terry is going to look like out there with him. I'm interested to see what it's going to be like with McLaurin out there with Debo. because I've been seeing Debo working out in a lot of these training camp clips and stuff like that, and he's been he looking like he healthy. He looking like old Debo a little bit there. So if you fuck around and can get old Debo like Debo out there healthy, combined with what they did last year, that's gonna be a scary out. That's gonna be a very scary out.
Yeah, I looked at it as they after the season ended, they after they lost in the NFC Championship to Philly, um, they there was a statement that was made by someone, GM or what have you, that they want to do whatever it takes to win while Jaden Daniels is in his rookie window. They were doing whatever it took to win. And to me, that statement would have fell null and void had they have not gotten this deal done. Because one, he's the top option. He's 5 of 6 seasons. He's had over 1,000 yards. He's been your number one option. And he's one of the top receivers in the league. No matter who's throwing him the ball, like, it don't matter.
He produces. Yeah.
Exactly. So you had to get this deal done. I would have liked to see them upgrade at running back a little bit. They traded away, what's his name? Brian Robinson, I believe.
Brian Robinson. Yeah.
To San Francisco. You have Eckler there, but, he was kind of hurt last year. He's a little older now.
He came on strong down the stretch, though, once he got healthy. But you are right. They do need some youth there. Maybe it's something they see in training camp that we don't know about.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. What they got.
But they definitely needed to get this done. They know Jaden Daniels has the tools to be the next big star of this league. And definitely came out and hit everyone with a frying pan because he was ready. We weren't ready as fans, and teams weren't ready for a but they definitely glad they got the deal done. It's going to be a tall task still, but they definitely have the pieces to get it. Go ahead, Raj.
Well, first off, the Commanders are my dark horse pick to win the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like R&B was saying, Debo's back. Debo's back, and if you got Scary Terry out there taking care of business, getting the targets, that opens up a whole bunch of yards for Debo. Not to mention their young core. I know they got rid of Brian Robinson Jr. He got traded. But now they got Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He's good. A.K.A. Bill. That man, if you go watch his preseason highlights, yeah, he's the truth. I think he's going to be the RB1 for that team. So they got the youth. They got the wide receivers. Their defense is really good. I think, and of course, Jaden Daniels is one of the top 10 quarterbacks out there. So it just goes to show you this team is going to be a scary team moving forward. Mm-hmm. And if they can do this season, that'll be great because then that'll be through Jaden Daniels' rookie contract. So I don't think they want to wait. I think the only thing they're missing is a great tight end. Once they get that, it's a wrap. They'll be up there as one of the top teams. But yeah, they're definitely my dark horse for the Super Bowl.
So you saying you think Eckler gonna play more of a spell role this year?
I believe so. I think Eckler,
keep him healthy.
It's the health that really matters. I mean, because he's good when he plays, but I think if he's how old is he? Is he 30 something? How old is Eckler?
Yeah,
I forgot.
He in his 30s. He definitely in his 30s.
So Eckler's a much older running back, but I think he's going to be one of those running backs that they trust to kind of run it in for them.
Short yardage.
Short yardage touchdowns. But then they're going to use, Ja'Cory, aka Bill. They're going to use him as one of the running backs. They're going to use for most downs. I might be wrong. I don't know how their scheme's going to turn out, but that's how I would use it, because I would utilize Eckler as much as possible in the red zone and have him score, because we can trust that he's going to get it done, and not really run out his legs or risk him getting injured. So that's just how I would approach it.
Makes sense.
Absolutely. Well, while we're still talking about money here, seems like everyone's getting paid, and Jerry ain't caught the train yet.
You know what? Jerry's one of them old school. This is controversial, but I gotta say it. Slave owners.
Yo, he just said
dick.
Jerry owns the plantation. That is legendary nasty work. Lord.
I'm gonna have to get that and clip it and put it on my stream deck. So whenever we bring up Jerry Jones, the 10-inch dick.
Jesus.
Oh man. I forgot he said that. Yo, no, all jokes aside.
I feel like Jerry Jones is the NFL version of the Clippers' old owner, Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
He just got so much money that it make him a little more untouchable than Donald Sterling was. Yeah,
I agree.
And the NFL is just the NFL is more powerful than the NBA. I'm just on the organization side, the NFL entity. I think it's a little more powerful than the NBA. Because we see it, you know what I'm saying? It play out like right before our eyes, like the
sad, man.
Racist billionaire bloodlines.
Yep. And the thing is, he don't even try to hide it. He let people know he don't like us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got a question for y'all. I'm sorry, I gotta go there. Have y'all ever wondered, after you seen that clip, how he found out that it was a 10-inch boot?
We know how. He got cameras in the locker room. He's out there meat watching. Some people's on Weight Watchers. He's on Meat Watchers.
Say he always just happened to want to give a speech when it's shower time, huh? When they coming out the show, he knows exactly when to come in. That's wild business,
man. Yeah, no, I think I agree. It's always the shower speeches. So,
that's his favorite.
That's when he gives the most motivation.
Hey, and after that clip that I sent y'all the other day, y'all seen that clip I sent y'all, right?
Yeah.
The Michael Parsons.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Legendary nasty work. Nasty work.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, like, what are you doing, guy? Why are you like this? Like, you know, but I can see, we know Jerry does this.
Yeah.
You know, Parsons knows he's going to get paid, which is why he hasn't demanded a trade, at least not to my knowledge, right? He hasn't demanded a trade, right?
I thought he did.
He did request a trade.
Yeah, he requested a trade.
He requested a trade like
2 weeks ago.
Shit.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. For sure.
All right. Well, maybe he don't think he's gonna get paid. One way or another.
They're just not taking it serious. They're not
Jerry
taking
said that his agent
serious.
told him to go fuck himself or something.
Yeah, something like
up his
that.
ass.
Yeah.
That's his recent comments, stuff to do with sticking stuff up people's ass.
After he's already doing the measurements.
He's like, yo, come in here for another shower speech. I got something.
Jerry, not another shower speech. We're good.
we got something for you, Jerry.
He walking that motherfucker with a tape measure and a little mini tape measure in his hand.
Oh my God. So earlier I read Amari Cooper is returning to the Raiders. About 20 minutes after I read Amari Cooper is returning, I read Jacoby Meyer demanded a trade.
I love how you put that together. I hate y'all.
I really had looked at that shit. I was like, man, nobody care about these niggas.
Yeah. Like, no one cares about Amari Cooper. And it was like, wait a minute.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He nice. He nice, but he at this point he a journeyman.
Yeah.
Cooper or
he
Meyer?
done been a journeyman. Amari Cooper.
Because what he was with,
I wouldn't even consider him a bust. He just became a complete journeyman at this point.
Yeah.
He was with Dallas, Cleveland,
Buffalo.
Was he with Buffalo?
Yeah,
he was with Buffalo last season.
But did he get hurt or he just wasn't?
Nah, he just sucked.
No, he
was just terrible.
Oh, I don't remember that. I'm not. Let's have a look.
He was in the playoffs. I look at him like this. I think he's a serviceable wide receiver. I think he's just past his prime, and he's just looking for any way to play and get a check.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever team's paying him, I think he just wanted to go out there and do it.
Well, was he traded to Buffalo? Because it says here,
yeah,
he says Cleveland.
Yeah, he traded.
Okay, because it says Cleveland and Buffalo for last year.
Yeah, he played half the season.
Yeah, he played
half the season in Buffalo. Yeah. Towards the end, I think it was like week 12, and I think up to like that point he played in Buffalo.
Well, it was very forgettable. 20 receptions, 297 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Told you he didn't do nothing.
And Cleveland last year was just as forgettable. 24 receptions, 250 yards, and 2 touchdowns there.
He does nothing.
I would say.
What the fuck is Jacoby Meyer requesting a trade for?
Yeah, like I don't even understand like why you would do that, because like do you really think you're that good? Like
who?
That's what I was saying.
I think
he's a burner, but
yeah, I think it's because Jacoby thought he was going to be the wide receiver 1 on that team, and now he feels like that's threatened with Amari Cooper being there.
I'm looking at last year.
Because they got Trey Tucker, they got Jacoby Myers, and now they got.
Every time I hear his name, I think of that law firm. Jacoby and Myers.
I know, me too.
His parents,
Jacoby and Myers.
His parents must have been going through a divorce when he was born.
Their wide receiver room is bottom
packed.
tier. It's bottom tier. The best receiver is the tight end.
Brock Bauer is going to go crazy because he's the only one that's actually nice. The rest of them is like mid.
Right. I'm looking at Myers last year. He had 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Season before that, 8 touchdowns, 806 touchdowns. Like
he's a wide receiver too, man.
Yeah,
he's a 3 slot type of guy.
Yeah. He's a 2. Definitely a 2. A solid 2. That's nothing,
Yeah. It's no
there's
not.
more.
Yeah, definitely a solid 2.
Yeah.
Definitely a solid 2.
It's
Or a
not a
dog
1.
ass slot 3 because he a burner.
Yeah. And the thing is, they got Geno Smith. Just stay on the team, bro. Who else is going to throw to you?
Kenny Pickett.
Nah.
Dang, Raj was he left. I said Kenny Pickett, he left.
He got the hell up out of here.
He's like, nah, I'm done with this fuckery. Show over for me. Probably didn't happen on purpose.
Kenny Pickett. Yeah, he might have had a bad connection or something like that.
Well, he'll be back in, I'm sure. But Bryce Underwood, you want to discuss.
Yes.
Starting with Michigan.
Yeah. Today they named Bryce Underwood the official QB1 to start the season. He will be under center game 1. True freshman coming in. A lot of expectations. The $10 million arm. We gonna see.
So for someone like me who's just going to use this season to start getting acquainted with college sports, especially football, because I know that's the big Saturday thing, is that irregular? Something irregular to see? Is someone to come in out of high school and get, you know what I mean, like get to be the starter right away?
It's not. I wouldn't say it's irregular, but when you come in with the type of expectations he's coming in with as the number 1 overall quarterback in the class, and 5-star, and what he was supposed to be going to LSU, and you know what I'm saying, you decommit and you stay home, you go to Michigan for the $10 million. Like yeah, I mean, think about it. Art Manning this is just about to be his first year starting, and he's a junior.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
He been being developed and riding the pine.
So they're speculating this young man to be Bryce Underwood to be real good.
Yeah.
And kind of like from your expectation or what you see, who would you say he may compare to? Like, not that he's that player, but who would he compare to? I'll have to watch some of his highlights for sure.
For me, from what I've seen from him, and I can mainly only go off of like his high school highlights. I'll send y'all some stuff off YouTube later on when we get off. But like his high school highlights, he reminded me of RG3 when RG3 was healthy. A healthy RG3. That's what he reminded me of.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Well, I'll have to check it out. Like I said, I want to start diving into the college sports. It's just so much, but we got to do it. Got to do it for sure. What is your thoughts on it, Raj? Bryce Underwood starting?
I'm not too familiar with him. I have to look at the tapes and see what he got. But if you mentioned I heard what you guys mentioned. He's a 5-star recruit. Man, that's pretty impressive. You know, to come out and start his first freshman season, right? He's freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
True freshman. That's really impressive. So, in order for a person to go from high school to that, it's like that's really big. That's really huge. That goes to show that the coach believes in him. That shows that he's understanding the plays. He's understanding the level of play at that level of college football, big time college football. Especially, you said he's playing at Michigan, or is it Michigan State? Michigan, yeah, and that's one of the like top tier football schools. So that means that they believe in him. That means that he's impressed them up to this point. So we'll see what happens. And a lot of times when you get those true freshmen that come into the NCAA and They play to a point where they look really good. They normally live up to those expectations until something crazy or catastrophic happens, like an injury or something like that. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's something that's definitely going to be worth watching. So I'm going to look out for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, absolutely. So we just got two NBA topics. Don't have much tonight, so no need to have an overly long show. Um, what you got? So the first thing is the Beasley investigation is over. It's over.
Yes.
Um, guess they found nothing. As a Detroit native R&B, what are your thoughts on this being over for him?
Get him signed. That's my thoughts. All right, you've been cleared of the activity that they accused you of. We still know that it might be some inner issues there that we need to sit down and talk about, get you some help, but let's get you
Mm-hmm.
signed. Let's get you signed. Because I don't think nobody can pay him as much as we can anyway. And not, you know what I'm saying, not he gonna have to take that $7 million and bet on himself. You got to take that $7 million exception, bet on yourself, prove it.
No pun intended.
Hey, yeah, it sucks, but that's just the way the game go when you get caught up in shit like that. He missed his money train, so now he got to bet on himself, and you know. So I say get him signed.
Absolutely. What about you, Raj?
I agree. Even though a part of me feels like you ever look at that meme from Dexter and that dude be like following Dexter around. He's like, I know there's something going on with him, but I can't really point it out.
Yeah.
That's how I feel because there's a lot of suspicious videos that came up with him like running down the court. We talked about it, scoring at like the last seconds of the game, destroying the point spread. But even though that's been proven, he's been proven that's cleared and he's innocent of it. I do believe Detroit's the best team for him. I believe that a lot of the things that he's been going through these past few years with his finances, he needs to sit down with a financial advisor and figure out his life seriously because Owen Barber's 40, $50,000, that's crazy. Not paying your rent, that's crazy. You're an NBA star or you're an NBA player, you need to have your stuff together. And as just a brother to a brother, I don't want to see nobody suffer like that. Because unfortunately, a lot of people in our culture don't get that advice, on time. We wait until it's too late, wait until we you know, completely immersed in debt. So I want to see him get help and figure his life out. But hopefully he can get signed to Detroit. He played great last season. Probably one of the best stories to come out of Detroit, outside of Cade Cunningham stepping up his game. But yeah, hopefully he can find his way back on the team.
I'll say this as for him, I'm glad that he was cleared of the allegations. And yeah, definitely, you got people that have this perception that because you have a lot of money, that means everything's all good.
Right.
That's not always the case. Sometimes
Never
players
the case.
don't know. Like, look at Allen Iverson, regarded
Right.
as one of the greatest guards ever. Made a lot of money in his career, but he gambled it all away. Um, you look at some other greats who've had an imprint on what they do. I look at, he's locked up now, but I looked at R. Kelly, who got himself in a position where he had to sell his masters. He didn't own his best songs, and now you look, he's in jail and has no money to get a legal team that can get him out of jail, right? Because if you had that kind of money, you with the right amount of price, the right price, and the right legal team, you can get out almost on anything, right? But he didn't have a chance at that, so he definitely has to sit down, take a moment, look at the full picture, and say, what can I do better? Detroit is a great team. Excuse me. Young team. I'm expecting a lot out. A lot. I'm expecting them to take a step forward this season. What were they, sixth last year?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
I'm expecting them to be, fifth, maybe fourth, to creep up. Start being a little more assertive. Not saying it's gonna happen. Not saying it's gonna happen, but they definitely are a good team.
yeah.
The piece of that team, right? Like he's got a shot. He can help be intricate in their offense. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he can get it on track though, for sure. And the last topic I have is I read something the other day that said Russell Westbrook is there's not a big want for him and that he is contemplating retirement. Um, if that isn't the case, where do you believe Russell Westbrook could go where he would fit into the system?
I'll go first. I think Russell Westbrook should go to the big three.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ice Cube, man. Shout out to Ice Cube and the big three. Yeah, it's time to hang it up, Russ. Look, let me say something.
What like for the Russ like that? He played good ball last year. The last few years, Russ still got ball. I think he'd be good somewhere like a Minnesota, San Antonio. You disrespectful, man. How dare you disrespect Russ like that, man?
I'm not disrespecting. I'm bigging him
Russ,
up.
even though I question the type of shit he wears sometimes. Other than that, I fuck with Russ though, man. Don't Russ
Look,
like that, man.
let me say this, and I'm being honest. I'm being transparent when I say this. I think Russ is a great player. I think he's a great player, but he's just not great right now. I think his game
I'm
is
not. No, I don't think nobody's arguing that though, Raj.
yeah, but this is why I think he needs to retire because
No, bro.
sometimes
No.
when you get to that point as a legend, because this happened to Melo. Melo's my favorite player. Melo's my favorite player. Like there's Kobe and then there's Melo. They're like 1A and 1B. Those are my two favorite players. Watching Melo at the end of his career fade away was like heartbreaking because
Melo did it to himself though.
and that's how I feel about Russ. That's how I feel about Russ. Russ never worked on his jump shot. Russ never worked on his turnover issue.
How can you say that? How can you say that? Have you ever been in the gym working out with Russell Westbrook? And he looked at you and told you, Raj, I personally will never work on my jump shot ever. I wear these blouses.
Let me say it looks like he didn't work on his jump shot because he's been shooting the same bad percentages from the field. And he was great his MVP season and a few seasons after. But let's be real. He makes horrible decisions. He's not doing exactly what he needs to do on the court to stay serviceable. So
I need to go and find the clip for when Raj sat here and anointed Russ the starting point guard for Denver when he was balling like he was when Jamal Murray went down. And we were saying that Jamal Murray might need to go to the bench.
And you know what?
All of a sudden he need to go to the big three, this same Russ.
Yeah, I think he needs to go to the big three because the big three is good for him. He'll fit perfect. It's a half court set. You can be. I can see if your narrative, if you were saying like, I think it would be a big thing for Russ at this point in his career to go over there while he still got something left in the tank. And that's also my point too.
I just said that and you just agreeing with it. It was not.
I'm saying.
You literally think Russ is done. You think he a bag of chips.
I think he's done in the NBA. I think he still got some in the tank. He should go to the big three.
Of course, he's not MVP Russ at this point, but he's still a very serviceable point guard and player in this league, and it's proven over the last few seasons. They tried to hold him with the Lakers situation, and look, we all know how what was really the bullshit going on with that. But look how he emerged, once he left there and went to other places.
So where do you think he should
You
go?
telling me I just said I think he would fit in good somewhere like a Minnesota. They could use somebody like a Russ, a San Antonio, who's actually going to focus on trying to get Wemby the ball. You know what I'm saying? And make for Wemby and shit. Because that's another thing that people underrate about Russ. Like he can be kind of turnover prone at times or make a bad decision or two. But he's always trying to get the teammates involved too. He's that, you know what I'm saying? He is a scoring point guard, but he's always trying to get the teammates involved. But I think he's definitely very serviceable still at this point in his career on the right team. You're not asking him to come and take us there no more and be MVP Russ. You just asking him to come fit in, play this role, give us some good minutes at the point guard off the bench or whatever the case may be, play some defense for us. Shit, we could probably utilize him in Detroit behind Cade.
Or look at a team that doesn't have their point guard for the season. The Pacers.
In the Pacers.
Or you look at the Bucks have a hole at point guard. You just need somewhere where he can service them. Like he's not being asked to, be the guy like he said anymore. Hell, he could even rock out on Phoenix. Like they're depleted. All I'm saying is he's just somewhere, if he's just gonna play, somewhere where he can play. I mean, other than that, he's just, I agree. Minnesota. And what was the other team you said, R&B?
San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio. But yeah, definitely. I think he could fit in there. Definitely got some bones. For him. He, like I said, he's not the guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely can have definitely can be a contributor still in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the big three.
I think you'd be I think you fit perfectly with Dwight Howard.
Yeah, he said the big three. I was not ready for that.
Blouses.
Well, guys, that's all I got here. Is there anything else you guys wanted to cover before we break out of here?
Real quick, Mike, you say you on this verge this year of transferring over and paying more attention to college football as well.
Yes.
If you want to start out with a good one, you better make sure you tune in when Art Manning and the Texas Longhorns travel to Ohio State for that opener. Or is that week 2? Is it the opener? I think it's the opener.
I think it's the opener. Hold on.
It's Saturday afternoon, I think.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll tell you.
Which pissed me off because it should be kind of a game of this magnitude. You put it on that noon.
It's this weekend.
A game of this magnitude, you put it on that noon. If Mad Dog don't put this into what I'm mad about segment this Wednesday, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. Strike him down. That's some bullshit.
See, but you know what? In the schedule making's defense, I don't think they expected Arch to start though.
What? They've been saying that Art was starting. I don't know where you get that from. He been anointed the starter
since last season, right?
No, since this season. Because remember, last season Ewers was there.
Ewers,
and
yeah.
Ewers had, I think, hurt, and they split a little time, and Art played good in segments. So that's kind of what people got on him right now. They feel like it was just a small sample size of him, playing good with the team last year. So now they want to see what he can do when it's all him.
Well, maybe
Saturday.
Maybe this would be the last time you see him during the daytime because it seems like this is going to be a blockbuster game.
Yeah.
All right, I'll definitely have to tune into that Saturday, 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't think I'm doing anything Saturday anymore, so I should have time then.
Yeah, that should be a good one. That should be a good one, man.
Well, we're here again. Next Monday, everyone, is my favorite episode of the year. The NFL preview episode. It's all NFL all day, all the time. So NBA, don't do nothing this week. We ain't got time for you next week. No time for you next week. Just like you did this week. Don't do nothing. Zilch, nada. Y'all already pissed me off that I need 7 apps to watch y'all. I'm sick of y'all too. And WWE. And the NFL. I'm sick of all y'all. Hunter streamers. About to get some
Don't give a damn about the consumer.
Hell no.
Nope.
I'm about to get
Not even a little bit.
I'm about to go get me a luxury apartment in Thailand for $1,000 a month.
Facts. For real.
Exactly. But next week it's that. Brandon will return to the show for our football segments. So we look forward to that as well. And I would like, if you both are available, to have a special start time of 6 p.m. next week, because that show is kind of long. It does take up 2 to 2.5 hours the way we do it. So if we could start at 6 p.m. next Monday, that would be great, if possible. I don't know if you guys, next Monday's Labor Day, so I don't have to work. So I don't know if you guys have to work, but we could talk about that throughout the week.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
So is, ain't it? Yeah. So yeah, that shouldn't be a problem then.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
All right, so we'll plan for that. I want to thank everyone for watching, tuning in, tapping in, and like I always say, be better than you were yesterday. Be prepared tomorrow to be better than you are today. You guys close it out.
Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.
Deuces.